Hello there. How are you today? How are my happy people? This is Jennifer, your happy life coach. How are you doing today? I hope that this video is finding you in great spirits, and if not, I hope there's something that you can take from it to help someone else, or maybe in your own life. Anyway, let's get right into it. What is today's topic? Well, today's topic is a pretty heavy one. Today I'm going to be responding to an email that I received from one of the viewers. The viewer sent an email to me, and the information there was about how they were feeling. The story goes like this. The viewer says, hey, I'm a young woman between the ages of about 18 and 22, and they have a boyfriend between the same age range. They've been in a relationship for 3 years. The relationship has been very rocky, very volatile. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of arguing. When they're together, she's miserable, she said. When she's apart from him, when they break up, they go through a lot of breakup and come back together. She said she feels just horrible, like she wants to kill herself. She said she knows they're not good for each other. She said she knows they shouldn't be together. But she said, but when she's apart, she feels guilty because he has a hard life. He's had a hard life. He's having a hard life. He's making a lot of bad decisions. So she feels guilty when she's not with him. She feels as though she's abandoning him at a very bad time. She feels like, oh man, what kind of person am I to leave him when he's down like this? And when they break up, he also uses that. He'll call her and say, hey, you're horrible. You're going to leave me when I'm down? You're going to leave me while I'm struggling? You're going to leave me when things are not great? This guy, between the age of 18 and 22, still lives with his mother. He's not working. He did finish school, but he's not really doing anything. He has goals and aspirations that he's doing nothing about. So the young woman wrote, she's like, no, he doesn't bring out the best in me. We're not good for each other. We are in public arguing and fighting. We've even gotten to the point where we've gotten arrested because of our domestic disputes in public. It's like, but I don't know what to do. I know I should leave him. I'm having a hard time making that decision and sticking with it. What do I do? How can I handle this? So, my response to reading this verse, my heart just broke apart. I just felt so horrible to know that someone so young at this stage in their life is feeling that level of sadness to the point where you're depressed and contemplating suicide at such an early age. That you're in a relationship that when you are there, it's miserable. But something about your life is so empty that even though you're in a miserable relationship, you seem to feel worse when you're not in that miserable relationship. That's scary. So, my first response was I felt sad, but then I thought, wow, how do we reach out to this person? She says, what do I do? So, well, first, you need to separate from this person. You do realize that you are not good for each other, but somehow you are unable to find the strength to separate. The next thing is you need to sit back and analyze what's going on with you. Why are you willing, or why do you even think you deserve to be in a miserable relationship? You're not happy in the relationship. So there's something else going on. You and this person are broken. Very broken. We all have things that we need to work on and we're broken. But there's something inside here that's empty, that's missing. And you're not haven't stopped to find out what it is. So somehow, even with all that misery and brokenness in this relationship, he's filling up some void, some need, something that's missing. I don't know all of the specifics, but what I do know just from listening is when you don't stay in that kind of misery and feel more miserable outside of it without being miserable alone, there's something, young lady, that you need to work on in yourself. Yes, this gentleman needs help too, but there's nothing that you can do about that. You can't fix him. And that is something that a lot of women try to do. That maternal instinct comes out, and we think, I can fix him. And a lot of times we use that time of fixing him as filling that little void, that thing that's broken in us. You can't fix him. You have to work on you so that you stop accepting those type of relationships. So the next time you meet a gentleman and he's treating you badly and the relationship is horrible and he's bringing out the worst in you, you don't have a problem with stepping away. You don't have a problem with saying, hey, you know what? We're not good for each other. I need to accept that now. I deserve better, and so do you. We need to not be together. This is not the way it should be. For you to not have that strength right now, it's not about him. It's about you. I want to keep in contact with you, and I will do so, because you find the strength to not accept that, to not think it's okay to be in a relationship where you're miserable. And then when you're out of it, you're contemplating suicide. Why? That means that in your life right now, you have nothing. You feel as though you have nothing to be happy about. You feel like there's nothing. And even though you have that misery with him, it kind of ties back into the other video that I put out called Fear of Change, where I was talking about the misery I know. You are afraid to move on. Even though this is miserable, at least you know it. But no one deserves to live that way. No one should have to live that way. You need to find out and seek in you and be with no one. Don't go with anyone else. Don't go into another relationship. You need to stay out of relationships for a while and figure out what's wrong with you. Why are you so unhappy? Why are you so miserable alone? Because you see, what we don't realize is when we are 100% miserable alone, not even happy with ourselves, we can't be happy with anyone else. And what it sounds like to me in this relationship is both of you are unhappy alone. Both of you are miserable. Both of you are seeking something. Both of you are looking for something, and you're not finding it yet. Within this letter, the young lady also explained that how this young man would invite her and take her out to public places and then deliberately leave her and go and talk and kiss on other women and look back at her to see her respond. And what I want to say about that is there's some hurt going on in this guy's past, from his past, and he's now made you the burden bearer of his pain. Some woman in his life, some woman he loved dearly, some woman close, maybe mommy or auntie or grandma, he's felt betrayed or hurt by some woman in his family. And you are now bearing that burden. For him to do something like that to you, he's trying to make you pay, make you feel that pain that someone has made him feel. This relationship will never work. And it is imperative that you leave it. The next thing you must do is find you. You need to find a counselor, a therapist, go to church, whatever you need to do, but you need to start reaching out. If you want to consult with me, but you need to start figuring out and understanding, why did I think it was okay to be in a relationship that was that abusive and miserable for 3 years? And why? Whenever I left it, I feel worse. And knowing I should not be in a relationship of that sort. What is going on with me? You have to deal with that first before you will ever be able to find happiness in any relationship. You're going to bring that luggage to the next relationship. Young lady, you deserve to be happy. No relationship is perfect, but no relationship should be a majority of the time in a miserable state. It just should not be. And you should not be more miserable without him. It's not him you're seeking. It's not him you're needing. There's something empty in you that you're using him to fill. And that's why when he's not there, even though it's miserable, you feel worse. So you need to find a way to figure out what is it that you're hurting from? What is it that you're lost from? What is it that you're missing? So you don't feel like you need to fill that gap, that void. It's just anything, as long as it keeps you from feeling worse. We don't want you taking your life. We don't need our young people even thinking or contemplating taking their lives and being so depressed like that, in and out of a relationship. That's even a thought. You will meet people. You will meet people. You'll meet someone that you'll fall in love with and realize it shouldn't be. It's not a good relationship. You need to find that strength to move on. And you'll meet someone, this is the right one. But when it's not, it shouldn't lead to that level of depression. So let's try to find out first, foundation. Where is this coming from, the source? Let's build a different foundation, a source of energy and power. We can't do that. You can't do that until you do some soul searching. There's something else going on. So, what is our lesson for today? From reading that letter, everyone deserves to be happy. Sometimes it's not as simple as just getting out of relationships. Sometimes you need to stop and look at you and try to figure out what is it about you that keeps drawing you back into such a miserable situation. You cannot fix him, and don't try. You can fix you. And that's what you need to be working on. And like I said, you need to understand why you're willing to accept those things. You should not think those things are okay. You should not. So let's look at yourself. Let's try to fix you and figure out, hey, what the heck is wrong with me? Why am I accepting that? I deserve better. And when you get to the root of that and find out those answers, you'll have the strength to move into a relationship with someone. And when you recognize that maybe this is not a relationship I should be in, because no relationship should bring out the worst in you. If you're with someone bringing out the worst in you, it's time to move on. I've been there. I've been in relationships where I really cared about the person, but I had to sit back and I'm like, wow. When I'm with this person, he brings out the worst in me. He brings out this anger in me that I never have. I shouldn't be with this person. And because I truly believe I deserve to be happy, and so does that person, it wasn't hard for me to step away. I talked to them and I said, we're not good for each other. We need to separate. So I am going to step back now and move away from this type of relationship. I deserve to be happy, so do you. And obviously, I don't make you happy. You're not making me happy. So, keep in touch. I'll keep corresponding with you. And let's see if we can figure out how to work through this and find that happy place for you. Remember, happiness is truly a choice. You have to choose it, want it, claim it. And every decision you make leads to more happiness or more misery. You decide.